a girl. She looked older than Deirdre's granddaughter Hattie, one of the teenagers from the high school in Tatton at a guess. They often came to the woods to smoke cigarettes and drink cider in secret. This one must have got lost and separated from her friends. It was easy enough in the woods around the Tandle. Deirdre spat the humbug into her handkerchief and tucked it away for later. She couldn't help feeling relieved to see another person. "Hello, dear," she said, smiling. "Can I help you?" The girl didn't reply. She was reeling, unsteady on her feet. She staggered into the road and sank to her knees. Deirdre glimpsed a flash of pale skin at the bottom of the torn, filthy jeans, and with a jolt of alarm, she realized that the girl wasn't wearing any shoes. She sped up, hurrying across the bridge. Alcohol poisoning, surely. With luck, the girl would have a phone to call an ambulance. "Hello?" she called. "Can you hear me?" The girl curled slowly into a tight ball, her whole body shuddering. Deirdre shrugged off her coat and went to drape it over the girl's shoulders. Up close, the poor creature stank, a damp, fishy smell, as though she had been swimming in the river. Her fingers brushed against the worn fabric of the girl's hoodie, and at once a strange sensation stole over her. She felt as though she were in another place entirely, as though she were falling backwards down a well, plunging deeper and deeper, watching the sky getting further out of reach. A chill swept across her skin. She snatched her coat and backed away. Fumbling in its pocket, she found the twigs. Her hand closed tight over them. They were all she'd brought to protect herself, not even a daisy chain, a lump of silver, or a handful of salt. Old fool! What had she been thinking? She cast around, looking for a clump of snowdrops or a puddle of still, stagnant water. Nothing. The girl had begun to make a sound, a guttural, barking noise. She wasn't choking, wasn't having a fit, wasn't even cold. She was shaking with laughter. Deirdre tugged her hand free from the coat. She channeled her fear, pouring it down the length of her arm, through her fingers and into the wood. The twigs responded, twitching and winding together like vines. Come on, faster. In the darkness, they were changing, becoming something new. A spiraling blade, slender and sharp and bristling with magic. Deirdre brandished the wooden dagger in front of her, raising her coat like a shield in her other hand. "I don't want to hurt you," she said, but her voice was a whisper. The girl straightened, her hood slipping back from her head, and now it was plain to see that it wasn't a girl at all. Its hand lashed out, smacked Deirdre's aside, sent the wooden blade flying into the shadows. Deirdre gasped in pain at the thin scratches that scored the inside of her wrist. Its fingers were tipped with curving black claws. The thing in the shape of a girl stepped forward, not stumbling at all this time. Limbs unfolded from its back, creaking, protruding through rips in the fabric of the hoodie. Delicate, bat-like bones fanned out, like spreading fingers, with sickly white skin stretched between them. A pair of wings. "Get away from me," Deirdre croaked. The girl thing said nothing. Strands of lank black hair hung in clumps around a face that was little more than a skull, with gaping black nostrils in place of a nose. Its dark eyes gleamed wetly, too large and too round to be human. Its thin lips split apart to reveal 100 splintered teeth, like jagged rocks in a dank cavern. It was grinning. Then, with an unearthly shriek, it flew forward. The cold black claws closed around Deirdre's shoulders as the monster bore her back towards the river. She kicked out desperately, but her feet had already left the mud. Together, they smacked into the surface of the Tandle, and Deirdre gasped at the freezing shock of the water. Her coat swam up around her. She thrashed wildly, but her attacker was too strong by far. It was on top of her, pushing her down. That awful face, looming, grinning, staring. Then searing pain as the claws dug in deep, plunged her down again. The black water swallowed them both.